Hi everyone, Jennifer here. Today we are doing some large batch cooking for the freezer because being chic is being prepared. We're making 3 chicken pot pies, 2 chicken enchiladas, and 1 bag of chicken chili. This is all for the freezer so that you can feel prepared and stocked up. I'm taking 5 pounds of chicken breasts, and I just got this large one from Costco. Spent about $25, and the date on the chicken is August because I shot this video back in August. Don't worry, it's not old chicken. Here's my secret. We're going to cook it overnight in the crock pot. Just cover the chicken with broth, or you could do water and chicken bouillon like I'm doing here to keep it flavorful. Overnight on low all night, and in the morning when you wake up, you have this chicken that you can put in the KitchenAid and shred, and it's going to be perfect for all of these freezer meals we're going to make. Let's get started with the chicken pot pies. This recipe makes 3. We're going to take 1 stick of butter and about 1 large onion chopped up, and we're just going to stir it until the onion is soft. And then we're going to add flour. This is going to make our roux. So I'm adding a 1/2 cup of flour to match the butter. So 1/2 cup of butter, 1/2 cup of flour, and we are going to stir this until the flour is dissolved. We just don't want a floury taste. Okay, now we're going to add our chicken broth. And I've added about 2 cups of chicken broth here. And I actually just used the broth from the chicken that was overnight in the crock pot. And I'm adding 2 cups of milk to that. So 2 cups of chicken broth, 2 cups of milk. So there's 4 cups of liquid total. And that's just a low-fat milk. And you're going to stir this until it gets nice and creamy, like a nice bechamel. Time to add the vegetables. I'm using carrots, celery, and cooked potato here, as well as frozen sweet corn. And the total amount of vegetables amounts to 6 to 8 cups. It depends on how chunky you want your chicken pot pie. To that, I'm adding the shredded chicken, and I'm adding about 4 cups of shredded chicken here. Now you can adjust this as your taste desires. If you like a more meatier chicken pot pie, you can add more chicken and less vegetable. If you like more of a vegetable pot pie, add more vegetables. I'm just going to evenly distribute the mixture into 3 pie tins that have a store-bought crust in them. And I use store-bought because to make all of that pie crust would be a big ordeal, and I'm doing a lot of cooking today, so I'm using the prepackaged crusts. Now we're going to put the top crust on, and we are going to trim off the edges. And after you do that, you're going to seal it. Go ahead and take a fork and just press along the edges to seal the pie. Cut some slits in the top of the pie, and that's it. Your pies are ready to go. So now I'm going to seal it for the freezer. I am using a plastic wrap here, and then I'm covering the pie with aluminum foil. If you do that, don't forget that you have the plastic wrap on and just put it in the oven because that will ruin your pie. Make sure you write the instructions on the top. Thaw it in the refrigerator the night before, 350 degrees for 1 hour or more depending on your oven. This is so delicious. All right, let's make the chicken enchiladas, and this recipe makes 2. So we're going to take about 1 large onion again in some olive oil, and we're going to stir that until the onion is soft. Now I'm going to add my chicken, and I end up adding 4 cups of the shredded chicken that we made the night before. Go ahead and stir that in with the onion, and we're going to take 2 large cans of enchilada sauce, the green enchilada sauce, and you're just going to stir that in. Now I'm going to add in vegetables because I like to add in vegetables to almost everything I make. So I'm adding a lot of spinach, Swiss chard, and kale into this recipe, but you can use any green that you want. Go ahead and mix that in. As I'm mixing this, I realized I want it thicker, so I added 2 more cups of chicken, bringing it to a total of 6 cups. So we're going to layer the mixture, put corn tortillas on top, the chicken mixture again, sprinkle that with some cheese, layer the corn tortillas, do the mixture, and sprinkle cheese on top. It's kind of like a lasagna, but it's actually an enchilada. It makes this more of a casserole than a true enchilada. I'm going to make another little one here. by layering the mixture, putting the corn tortillas on top, the mixture, the cheese, the corn tortillas, and ladling that last bit of sauce on top and sprinkling it with cheese. This freezes really well. You're going to wrap this up in aluminum foil, and you're going to keep it in the freezer. Make sure you put the date on it. And when you're ready to cook it, I like to take it out the night before so it thaws, and you can cook it at 350 degrees for an hour, just like you did with the chicken pot pies. Adjust the time as necessary. And if you cook it from frozen, that's okay. Just leave it in the oven for longer. All right, let's make the slow cooker chicken chili, and this is just gonna make one bag. So in a freezer Ziploc bag, I'm just putting the rest of the chicken in. Probably amounts to about 3 to 4 cups. I'm going to put in 2 cans of tomato sauce, about 1 large chopped onion, 1 tablespoon of minced garlic, 1 can each of white cannellini beans and red kidney beans, from the can, but drained. And to this, I'm going to add a lot of greens, just until the bag is filled up. These greens will cook down nicely and infuse into the chili when you're ready to cook it. Then you're going to close the bag, making sure that you get all of the air out of it. You can put it in the freezer, and when you're ready to cook it, thaw it overnight in the refrigerator. In the morning, put it in your crock pot on low for 8 hours, and when you come home, you'll have a delicious and hearty chicken chili. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's great to be prepared like this and have these meals in your freezer. If you have unexpected company, or you're just having one of those days where you don't feel like cooking but you want a homemade meal, all of these meals are really great, especially for this fall and winter season. Thank you so much for joining me on the Daily Connoisseur today. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and go ahead and click the thumbs up if you like this video and you'd love to see more recipes from me. Thanks again. I'll see you next time on the Daily Connoisseur. Bye!